Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from Kids here. This is the Gaming Saloon for September 22nd, 2018. With your host, Peacemaker2448 and Rapid Epsilon.
Hi.
We had a 20-minute talk about this stupid Ditto nut. Pre-show, mind you.
I'm sorry, I still like the reply that I saw. Incognito. I'm sticking by that one.
The only problem is it's not a cog, it's a nut. That is the only problem with that. That is technically a nut, not a cog. But I still applaud you for being that guy with the pun. Well, we'll get to that at the end of the articles, because I didn't realize this shit would be developing over the course of the entire fucking day. I figured this would be we have to find out next week or week after, like, what the fuck's going on with this? Of course not. At least for once, it happens before the show.
Yep.
And not after the show. But before we get to that and more, Tommy, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
How is one of Activision's Spider-Man games?
I feel like it's pretty good. Like, it's not Spider-Man PS4 level, but it's not trash.
Well, you might enjoy Edge of Time then, because Edge of Time is technically a sequel to that. Technically. And if you enjoy that, maybe check out Ultimate Spider-Man from, I think, a couple years before then. Activision did some good Spider-Man games. It's just some others you probably don't want to look at, like Web of Shadows. Yeah. Probably not that good. Any of the movie ones besides 2? Yeah, any of the movie ones besides 2. Because I think 2 is your only good one out of the movie bunch.
I wouldn't doubt it. Because that's kind of been the thing that I've seen a lot of, is people praising 2 because of it being good.
Well, it doesn't help that, like, Spider-Man 1 has the origin story and the Goblin and stuff, but, like, 2 has the better villain with Octavius. Like, 2 has the better villain, 2 has the better personal story between Spider-Man and Doc Ock. It's just the better movie, to be honest. From what I remember, yeah, it's the better movie. 3, no. No, don't, nope, not 3. No, not 3. Nope. We don't talk about the bad Venom. We don't talk about New Goblin. And we don't talk about Sandman. And his redemption still existence? Look, 3's not good. It's not. It's too much. It's one of those things of, does it have 3 villains? Yes. It's probably a bad superhero movie then.
Yeah.
If it has 3 villains that are not related to each other in any reasonable way, yeah, it's probably a bad superhero movie because it's too much then.
But
granted,
honestly, Shattered Dimensions, I kind of dig the movement and everything. Like, playing it, I know the PS4 one's gonna just blow that out of the water. And if anyone has a chance to play either of the 2 and gets the option, yeah, I wouldn't blame you. But it's one of those, I wonder if they might have drew some from that game because of the way that that one felt so fluid, kind of deal.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Like, obviously they improved it. Like, I can tell even just from watching it. But, yeah. One of those, there's little things that I'm like, you've done research on other games like this before you even attempted anything.
It's almost like Insomniac is a really good developer that does really good games.
And what sucks, it's only gonna ever be on PS4.
To be fair, they are a Sony developer.
Yeah. And, you know, Sony is the same company that says, you play on our system? Oh, you don't play anything else. Like, that's my biggest complaint with them.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have to feel like probably one of the driving factors why I really don't have an interest in PlayStation stuff is because they're so closed off like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because they think they're the best console of this generation.
Where I hate to break it to them, but the Switch is shaping up to probably be that.
Like, okay, we'll probably get into this when we get into the first article. But, like, isn't next year, like, a really big year for Switch? Because there's, like, I want to say at least, like, 6 to 8 games coming out next year that are really major titles for it.
Well, let's be honest. Has the Switch really had a down spell from launch?
Not particularly.
Like, not for long gaps like we see both Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah.
They'll have a couple of months here and there, but overall, since launch, we've pretty much had pretty big titles coming out back to back, just about.
Yeah. Well, it just feels like right when the Switch launched, it feels like that again.
Yeah.
Where it's the big major titles, not just like, hey, these are really good games. It's like, no, these are the headliners, and they're all coming out within like months of each other.
Again.
Yeah. Because what is it? Prime 4, the Gen 8 Pokemon,
the new Yoshi game.
The new Yoshi, a couple things that we got from the Direct, which we're going to talk about first,
I mean,
are also 2019.
I mean, let's be honest. They've also capitalized now with the Nintendo Online stuff, the retro gamers, by having the NES, and I'm assuming 2019 will bring the SNES stuff along with it.
I really hope so, because I'm going to be honest, as someone who has paid that $20 to get it for a year, like, the NES stuff is cool, but there needs to be more.
Yeah. I feel like they've got the smart option going on here. My fear is, will we see a price increase if they get up to the point of starting to add like N64 and other stuff we've seen from Virtual Console in there?
I hope not, because the best thing about on Switch Online is it's $20 a year.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is because you think about it. $20 a year, NES and SNES games, sure. At this point, they're not going to hardly make anything off of them. However, the Virtual Console kind of proved that really everything else Nintendo-wise can still make them a good little chunk. So it's making me wonder if Nintendo Online gets to the point where we start seeing N64 and even GBA stuff, will they start thinking about increasing, or are they still going to leave it there? Like, if they start adding even GameCube stuff, then yeah, I could justify a little bit of an increase. Because at that point, we are starting to get somewhat closer. But, that's one of those questions there. And
Yeah.
if they do have to go to the point of attempting to increase the price, is it going to be worth it? Like, are they going to put the right N64 games in there to make it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got to say, from what I've seen of the NES lineup so far, I've got good hopes for it anyhow. Because we know they were talking about doing NES and SNES. So, seeing what we're getting out of the NES stuff, yeah, this might turn out being pretty good. The question is, how far are they willing to go?
Yeah. And me saying that, like, there needs to be more, like, also applies to my Nintendo rewards. Because I saw an article on Instructor when I was looking through stuff saying, like, yeah, my Nintendo rewards needs, like, more than what it has right now. Because it doesn't feel like I really have a reason to spend my coins on anything. And I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Outside of the occasional wallpaper and box art, like, no, not really.
Like, the gold coins, they're useful. Because that helps shave down the price of a new game if you get digital. So those, yeah, they've got a good use going forward. Whereas before they didn't.
Or Nintendo, or the Nintendo Online Service purchase. You can use it on that too.
I figured it probably could, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong.
It does. I use mine to essentially take the tax off my purchase.
But yeah, I mean, they're good for that. I'll give them credit on that. That was a smart play. The thing, the platinum coins, there's not really a use for them, really.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that for those they should give us, like, discounts. By no means. Because it's free coins for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You do certain things and there you go. You never have to spend money to get them. But at least make it worth it.
Yeah, like, Club Nintendo was better about this. You got free cool stuff out of them, and why can't we use our points for that?
Or, here's the thing. We all know the Switch is running off of a Linux-esque style operating system. Implement themes. Then let us use the platinum points to start buying themes and stuff.
Yeah, like that.
And you know, they're opening up the gaming side to indie developers. Why not open up the rewards side to creators? Let people create stuff and work out something to where they can get their product out to more people. Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that you can find their stuff all day long online that they provide for free because they're just trying to make a name for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo could capitalize off of something like that.
Or take a lesson from ye olde GameStop rewards, which doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Posters. Oh, you have no idea, like, how, like, here's an idea. You know that key art for Smash Ultimate you keep updating with all the new characters? Fucking sell that shit on my Nintendo rewards for, like, X amount of silver coins.
The only issue with that is it does kind of get back to the whole expecting to get a product that would cost for free. Like, at that point, they might wind up having to, in order to justify it, set it so high that hardly anyone would ever get it.
Yeah, Ah,
The stuff I was saying, they could probably get away with not spending a dime.
yeah.
Well, why not do something like that even?
Hmm.
I mean, don't
I
get
just,
me wrong. If they did posters or something, that would be cool. But I have a hard time expecting them to give us something that costs them money for something that we do for free. Like gold points, yeah. By all means, yeah. That would be another good thing to use gold points on.
yeah, that'd probably be better for gold points than silver can be for. You know what? That's a better way of splitting up. Silver is used for digital rewards. Gold is used for physical rewards. That way, the two currencies have a distinct usage,
Right.
or like physical rewards and
to,
discounts.
Yeah, I was going to say, and to kind of elaborate on the digital rewards, not include the discounts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like gold is your discounts. Like, hey, I want $10 on, like 10% off this game. Well, here's a coupon for 10% off the eShop. Or like a physical reward to be like, hey, I spent about this much amount of money to get my gold points. Can I get something good for them?
Because if I'm not mistaken, gold points don't expire, but silver points do.
The gold points do expire.
Oh, they do?
Yes, 6 months.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's longer, though, than silver, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's like 1 month, 6 months, or something like that.
Or it might be 3 and 6.
I think it's 3 and 6, probably. I don't know.
I know silver expires quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense. That's the free ones. But, yeah, I mean, they need to do something to ramp it up. They're doing good on the game front. They need to have someone sit down and take time to bring that one up to date.
Yeah, because, like, themes would be really nice. Because I actually bought a theme for my PlayStation 4 home menu. It's a Persona 5 one, mind you. But I bought a theme! Like, I would totally be down for, like, a Smash theme, or Xenoblade Chronicles theme, or Star Fox theme, or, like, any fucking theme, but that's not just a color that is white or black.
I mean, I can understand, too, they don't want to closely relate this one to the 3DS, because then more people will be like, oh, well, this replaced the 3DS. But at the same time, at this point, the Switch has made enough of a stand.
Yeah.
Nintendo's took enough of a stance of saying the Switch and the 3DS coexist.
Even though the 3DS is kind of turning into a port machine.
Yeah. But they've took that stand long enough, I feel. Like, this is the point we should start seeing home menu customization. They're doing it with the Nintendo Online stuff where you can order or rearrange the order of the NES games within that app. Why can't we do that on the home?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I pin games that I want to always be able to see? I mean, it's little details like that that I'm like, okay, the Switch has been out long enough now. This should be the point where we start looking at how can we improve the UI.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even running some tests improving it.
Yeah. Because it'd also be nice to, like, shrink the boxes on, like, docked. So they're not just big giant squares. Like, maybe shrink them down, get a couple rows in there to navigate through.
Or even if you just shrink them down and have one row if you implemented themes.
Yeah, that.
That way you could see the theme.
Oh, and another thing that you should really consider that Sony does for its themes: custom menu sound effects that relate to the theme.
Baby steps.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, you did themes. Hey, throw in some sound effects, like sound effects that are from the game. Because again, the Persona 5 one I have, all the menu sound effects that you normally have in your theme, they're all replaced with the same sound effects you would expect from Persona 5 if you're navigating the menus. And it has even I forgot the music piece from it, but it's got one of the songs for Persona 5 playing in the background now.
Like I said, baby steps.
I know. We have to take baby steps with Nintendo because they take so long to learn. Like, guys, come on.
I mean, to be fair, it took us up to the Switch for them to realize indie developers are actually developers too.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else you've been playing since we got on this tangent?
No, not really.
Oh, well, I got two things. Well, more than two things technically, because I got the NES stuff, but that's mostly just, oh god, I'm terrible at the old school Martin, aren't I? I dunked myself in the same pit twice in a row on World 5. The same way too.
That's funny.
Yeah. Also, I somehow managed to remember how to shortcut my way to World 5 very quickly. I don't know how I did that, but I ended up doing that. Like I didn't hit a castle until I ran out of life. And I still didn't hit a castle. But I had beat World 1 on Mario 3. But
I can't remember the path to get to 5. Without doing a castle, anyhow.
You do 1-2 warp, and then there's an underground level in 4 that you do the warp through.
Oh, there is one in 4? I thought you had to
Yes.
play through 4.
No, I don't think... It's the underground level in 4 that you go up and over, and oh look, there's the warp pipe to 5.
Oh, yeah, because that one's got the warp pipe to 5 and I think to 8. Because there's one earlier that you climb up a vine.
Yeah, I bungled that one. I tried to do that one and I fucked it up, and then it ended up on top, and oh look, there's the warp pipe to 5. I'm taking that one. Whee! But I've actually beaten the entire story for the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 expansion, Torna the Golden Country. I like it. It's pretty good. If you like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, pick this up. It's free with the expansion pass, so just buy the expansion pass because you get a whole bunch of shit now with it, plus this game. Like, you are drowning in like extra content at that point. Because you get a whole bunch of new quests, a whole bunch of new items, a whole bunch of core crystals, in case you are missing out on blades in the main game. Like, I think you get like 40-something core crystals if you pick up the expansion pass. And you get free blades. You get like 3 free blades with the expansion pass as well. Yeah, it's good. I like the story. I'm kind of surprised that the story isn't about Adam. It's about Laura. For reference, Adam is the previous driver of Pyra Mithra from the Aegis War, whereas Laura is Jin's driver, who's an antagonist of Chronicles 2. You're actually following Laura and Jin as they pal around with Adam in the closing days of the Aegis War. So it's more about her than it is about Adam, which I find weird, but I dig it because we get a good story out of it, so I'm okay with that. I just wish we got to see those moments with Adam that led to the stuff that leads to Chronicles 2. Because we mainly just deal with Mithra in the game. Pyra is in like 2 seconds of one scene with no dialogue. But you do get to see where she's resting and where you run into her at the start of Chronicles 2 when you beat the game, because that is the main menu image now. I say image, but I think it's technically an animation because the main menu changes every chapter in Chronicles 2 to be reflective of what that chapter is. So when you beat the game, oh look, you get an animation with Rex, Pyra, and Mithra looking like at Elysium off in the distance. And if you wait long enough, you get one of two different animations involving Nia. But yeah, I like the difference in gameplay. It's a lot faster than Chronicles 2, which is funny to think about because Chronicles 2's gameplay can be kind of quick if you're in order to like keep up with everything that you're doing. But I really enjoyed it. I've also beaten Spider-Man off stream. Still got to beat it on stream. We're chipping away at that one. I also managed to crash the game off stream on my file.
How did you pull that off?
I don't know is the weird part. And by crash it, I mean hard crash it, like I crashed the PlayStation 4 in the process and had to unplug it and replug it back in to reboot it.
Ow.
Okay, let me lead you into this. I'm in the north part of Manhattan. I was doing a bunch of the street crimes back to back to back because they kept spawning and I was trying to do something and they kept spawning. So I'm trying to go to a Taskmaster's challenge and I finish up a street crime and I think as it's trying to save after the results screen of that, it freezes. Like hard freezes, does not crash to desktop, to the PlayStation 4 home menu like every other crash that's supposed to happen. Like it crashes to a black screen instead of essentially crashing to desktop. To give the analogy, the PC analogy. Like this is a hard crash. So I have to unplug it, replug it back in, it has to do its check, make sure that nothing's corrupted or anything, and it says it's okay. I go back in and we're fine. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did. I assumed it tried to spawn two street crimes in the same location or something, but there's only one street crime that it can spawn, I think. So I don't know. Because bear in mind, I'm post-game, there's 4 sets of 5 different street crimes that can spawn per area, and the area I'm in is not that big. So it might have derped and tried to spawn 2 street crimes at the same time in the same location, and oh look, that can't work. I made a mistake. And somehow in the process of trying to save, it crashed the PS4 in of itself. I wish I was streaming for that, because that would just been hilarious to watch. Just me go, I think I've just had a John moment. I've literally had a John moment. But yeah, I really have loved this game. It's really good. I really encourage you people to go check it out if you have a PlayStation 4. I have things to say about it, but it's mainly story stuff because I want to talk shop on the story, but I don't want to do that until I've streamed all the story. Because I also found out, oh yeah, that one moment I saw I think from Hyper RPG as a thumbnail for their stream. Yeah, that's one of the last things of the game, and I'm like, oh, I guess that timed perfectly, so I didn't find out about anything else. Because you've seen the gist of the story, essentially, right?
Yep.
Okay. Of course, when you were telling me about Shattered Dimensions, I had to look at the time on like when it was released because you do have an Ultimate Spider-Man in there, but it's symbiote Ultimate Spider-Man to make him distinct from Amazing Spider-Man because those two are the exact same character, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, when did Miles come out? Because like, this should be Miles, and I find out, oh, Miles debuted a year later. Oh, that would be why. And, like, I don't think Miles really took off until, like, towards the end of the Ultimate Universe's publishing run, which has only been in the last few years. I think it's like 2 years ago now, when the Ultimate line finally ended with Secret Wars. And, like, Miles is the only thing we've kept over from there, besides evil Mr. Fantastic Four from that universe. Again, we haven't kept a whole lot from the Ultimate Universe, because I think the only good things from the Ultimate Universe now is pretty much Spider-Man. Because it had one consistent writer, and that was Brian Michael Bendis. But yeah, I can't wait to be done streaming that, so I can finally talk shop on the story, because the story is really good. Like, that is probably the biggest props I can give about this game, is that, like, yeah, gameplay is good, but by God, did we craft a really good Spider-Man story in the process. That also goes, yeah, you earned that sequel bait. You earned that sequel bait because you built to that sequel bait. And also, yeah, you gave a really good story first off. Yeah, I totally want to see a sequel for this. Because you did more than just sequel bait the sequel. That you may get to do. No, you did more. Thank you, Insomniac. Again, it's almost like you're really good developers. I really don't have anything else, to be honest. Besides, hey, I played my usual mobile games, and yeah, those went about as well as you'd expect. Anything else before we talk direct?
Don't believe so.
Alright, let's talk the direct! So, literally a week after it was supposed to air, we got that direct, so thanks, Internet, for complaining about that one. You literally just got it a week later. Appreciate that, assholes. Appreciate you complaining about it. So, I'm just gonna run through everything the direct showed off. So, right off the bat, got show off of Luigi's Mansion on 3DS. For those of you who've wanted to check out Luigi's Mansion, hey, you got the whole series on 3DS. Except, by the way, Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out on Switch next year. Just a tease, nothing more.
That... I feel like that's a problem. Like, I'm not even gonna lie on that. Because what effectively they've done is, instead of having it on 3 consoles, you're gonna have all 3 games on 2. So,
should I tell you?
I mean...
Should I tell you the tale of how Valkyria Chronicles 4, in order to have played all 4 games, you not only have to have played it on, PlayStation 3, Vita, 3DS, and now Switch or PlayStation 4? Nah, 3 is also region only. There's Japanese region only. I am not surprised at this point by dumb shit like this. I'm not.
I would be the one to be like, if we're getting this ported to 3DS, why can't we also get both of them ported to Switch? But at the same time, there's 2 words that are sitting there cycling through, I'm sure, everyone's head if they announced that was going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for those wondering, that's Virtual Console.
Yeah.
Because... yeah.
Luigi's Mansion is a GameCube title. I think isn't it a launch GameCube title too?
Maybe? I can't remember if it was launch or if it was close to launch. Because I know it was before Sunshine.
Yeah, because we did not get Sunshine at the launch of GameCube. Actually, the GameCube didn't launch with a Mario game except maybe Luigi's Mansion. Alright, September, November 2001.
2001?
Yes.
Nope. Luigi's Mansion was a launch title for it then.
Yep. Same day. Yep, that was a launch title.
Because that was the year of Luigi.
Was it?
Yep. That's why Luigi's Mansion came out before Sunshine.
I thought Year Luigi wasn't a thing until like recently.
That was where it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
But good news, the 3DS version of Luigi's Mansion has co-op play.
So they took the game and made it easier, question mark?
Well, it also has amiibo support.
So they took the game and made it easier.
Yes.
The question mark gets removed at that point.
You can use Toad to heal you. You can use the Boo to find Boo. I don't think they showed off any other compatibility. So, I don't know. Like, you hit Mario. Mario, like, goes, "Hey, Luigi, here's one of my pieces of clothing. Can you find it?"
No, you tap Mario and Luigi hollers Mario.
Well, the thing is, I'm not kidding about the clothing thing. Those are items you have to find. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the thing, too. Let's see. Next up, Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn is coming to 3DS.
So a Wii port?
Yes.
Meaning that, for those wondering, the 3DS is technically, hardware-wise, 2 generations behind for console comparison.
Mm-hmm. But you get new bonus abilities, and you have a devilish mode where you have an enemy chasing you the entire time. So it's like those desert levels from Mario 3, with the sun constantly on your ass. And that's coming out next year. Let's see. Luigi's Mansion for 3DS comes October 12th. Mario Luigi's Bowser Inside Story remake is coming to 3DS. It's coming January 11th. Then it's got the side story with Bowser Jr. keeping the trend of the Minion Charge RTS thing, side, like, minigame thing. Yokai Watch Blasters is already available, but they gave new information about an upcoming patch. They gave you new stuff. Yay! Version 4.0 of Splatoon 2, which we've already seen some of the stuff if you participated in the Splatfest today, because they redid how the Splatfests are done.
Which, did that make it better?
We'll find out tomorrow when the votes come in, but essentially we can play together now.
Provided that we both have Nintendo Online.
Yes. But we can play together.
It's one of those, bravo Nintendo, you managed to fix Splatoon 2's Splatfest after you start to pay to play stuff. Good work there.
But we're getting our final new map, or really our final map. A new sub-weapon that's a soda grenade, essentially, is the best way I can describe it. I think a new special that's a spirit bomb, I think, is what the Dargo describes it, and I want to say that's what it was. But yeah, changes to the Splatfest to make it better. Really, like, yay on that part. And I believe some new gear as well.
So basically, all the stuff that they should have probably done by now.
Yes. Mega Man 11 gets a bit of advertisement with the new Robot Master showed off in this. Bounce Man. And also, hey, reminder, there's Amiibo compatibility. They let you get E-Tanks and shit. Mario Tennis Aces showed off version 2 update that gives you some new characters with Birdo, Shy Guy, the Koopa Paratroopa, and Petey Piranha.
Oh god. I can see it now. PD Piranha versus Chain Chomp for days.
Yep.
And weeks. And months.
But you also got online, you got some co-op challenges online. They'll only be available for a short time. Completing these challenges gives you customizable gear for characters. So, for instance, you can give your Chain Chomp a fancy hat. Next up, Capcom's Beat 'em Up Bundle. Essentially, they're bundling together a bunch of their old school side-scrolling beat 'em ups into one package that you can play with your friends online with. You can also play up to 4 friends locally. I did not check out Jimquisition's video on this, but there might be not good online play. Might be, I'm not sure.
What? Capcom doing bad online play?
New Super Mario Brothers U gets the deluxe treatment. And it will come with both that and the new Super Luigi U DLC.
Also, I feel like Nintendo was just not creative on this one. Because, you know, instead of tacking deluxe at the end, couldn't we have just said new Super Mario Bros. Switch?
Well, probably. But Nabbit's back with his ability to fucking no-sell the fuck out of everything. But Toadette is playable, and she can get a super mushroom that turns her into Peachette, which is Peach with Toadette's little hair things. The internet has had a field day with this, by the way. Just gonna throw that one out there, folks.
Okay, I know what I just said about that. The only reason I can maybe think they tacked the deluxe on there is if they actually are planning on a 2D Switch Mario title.
They probably are, to be honest.
Maybe. I mean, a lot of the newer 2/2.5D Mario games haven't been the best. Mainly because they think they're trying to change the formula, yet they're not.
And people like 3D World?
That was more leaning towards a 3D Mario in a 2D stylized. Because 3D World has set levels, but your movement functions similar to how like Galaxy and all those are, where you've got a lot more freedom. Whereas with these, they're literally left, right, scrolling levels. I mean that's one of those. I don't think 3D World's considered in with all the other 3D Mario games, but it's not technically a 2D game either. It's kind of that weird limbo. But if I'm not mistaken, pretty much all the 2D Mario games haven't really went over too well.
I want to say they went over sales-wise, at least. Critically, probably not, but sales-wise, I think they did fine.
Well, it's Mario. I mean, to be fair, Mario has games for every sport known to man, and they keep going. So I think it's just Mario sells.
Yeah. Well, we have some better news. Katamari Damacy is coming in the Switch with Katamari Damacy Reroll, which I want to say is probably just the first game. So now you can clean up after your father's stupid bullshit on Switch. And it has 2-player cooperative, competitive multiplayer, and gyro controls.
Ooh. That would be interesting. See how the gyro controls work with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the twin stick for the original game works, but wasn't the best in the world either.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see.
Some Switch Online details that you probably already found out about these already. There's nothing super surprising besides, hey, you can get some NES Joy-Cons. Or some literal NES controllers that are Joy-Cons through Switch Online service by having a membership, but you still have to pay for them.
And is it bad that I kind of want to get them?
Not really.
Because they look cool.
Yeah. Also, I found out Sony actually does keep your cloud save data for 6 months if you drop a subscription.
I figured all of them dropped it.
Nope. Sony at least keeps yours for 6 months.
I know Microsoft drops it.
Yep. Bravo, Nintendo. You have one thing in common with Microsoft. That's a bad thing.
To be fair, I'm surprised Sony keeps it for any amount of time. They kind of like their money.
They'll be they'll be courteous to customers at least on this.
Yeah, I'm glad you finished that. Because otherwise I would have to be like, okay, remember Fortnite?
I know. I said it. That's why I said at least this one thing they'll be courteous about. Because it has nothing to do with any other company. But Diablo 3 release date on Switch. That's November 2nd, and the content exclusive to Switch version, which is, hey, you can play as Ganon because there's a Ganon costume. Super Mario Party had a little bit talked about because there's a solo player story, 4-player classic board games. I believe this is all of your playable characters. So a veritable who's who of, wait a minute, we can play as a Monty Mole?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, that is every character you can play as in Super Mario Party. And bear in mind, because of the character dice, they all have advantages and disadvantages to playing as them.
So that's going to be interesting too. If that's all the playable characters, I see a Boo there.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
I was about to say, it's not the first time we've had a Mario Party playable Boo.
True, but that's rare.
Yeah. You got our online Mario-thon mode, where you can just marathon through the mini games in multiplayer. But it comes out of Dr. Frith. I'm actually interested in this. Like, I hope it turns out good, because I'd be willing to pick this up, because I would like a good classic Mario Party and not fucking car truck Mario Party.
But co-op's the way to go. Didn't
Not
you know that's the
for
best
Mario
way?
Party?
Didn't you know that's the best way to play any kind of board game? Because let's be honest, Mario Party's technically a board game.
You can have a cooperative mode, but that should not be the be-all, end-all of Mario Party.
No, I mean, haven't you ever played Monopoly where all the players work together to go around the board and buy everything? Oh wait, that doesn't work.
I was about to say, has someone made that? Because I want to know what dumb person made that.
I mean, why they thought that was a good idea, I don't know. I agree with you, but at the same time, I don't hold my breath on this being good.
Mm-hmm.
They've had too many problems with Mario Party out of the last little bit that I'm like, yeah, they're gonna have to prove this.
Yeah. Well, Game Freak's showing off their new game for Switch.
Which
it's an RPG.
I feel like I would probably be somewhat interested in this.
Yeah, it doesn't have an interesting concept. Ow. Ow, I banged my knee in the desk.
Not supposed to do that.
Yeah, no. But essentially this RPG, because it's just called Town at the moment, and it's coming out 2019. It's probably a late 2019 since we don't have a name for it yet, really. But you essentially play as a villager that is protecting this town. And you work with the villagers to protect the town from monsters. That is the be-all, end-all of this game. It's just, hey, I don't want my town destroyed by fucking this thing. How do we make sure this town does not get blown to smithereens?
Smack it with a stick.
Yeah, well, probably.
If
I am
the
sure that is very much an option.
Doesn't work, smack it with a bigger stick.
Yeah. But essentially your party consists of just all those villagers that you befriend and work with. I dig it. It's neat. City Skylines is coming to Switch, and apparently it runs like crap. From what I saw on Twitter, it runs like shit. So probably don't pick up Switch version of this. Moving on. Demon Ex Machina was showing off some more. That looked pretty neat. And once more, it comes out next year. But apparently you can hop out and play as your pilot, and you're not in the mech the whole time. So you can try to take on shit as just your pilot, if you so desire.
So it's Blaster Master?
I guess. Like, you hopping out of the mech and fighting shit is an option.
I just had to say it. Because, like, that feels like that's similar concept there.
Mm-hmm.
For no discernible reason.
Yeah, yep. Yoshi's Crafted World was showing off some more, even though we already talked about showing it off before the direct. But yeah, 2 players, 2-player co-op play, looks pretty fun and cool. And apparently, because we got some renders of alternate costumes, you actually get this version of Yoshi as an alternate costume.
Really?
Yes.
You know what would be nice too?
What?
Okay. This whole thing is craft-based.
Mm-hmm.
Woolly World technically would fit into this theory. Do we have any confirmation the Yarn Yoshis are compatible?
No.
Because that would kind of be cool.
I would have to assume that they're like just Yoshi.
Well, maybe not. They might actually read as Yarn Yoshis and actually allow you to have the skins for them.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Because Woolly World did the thing with all the amiibos, being able to effectively have costumes of each person. So I could see that being the same kind of deal there too.
Yeah, we'll probably find out more like next year. Because it seemed like they were just focusing on the game, no amiibo talk. Of course, there was like 0 amiibo talk in this, so I'm like, please don't give up on amiibo, at least not until after you've done all Smash stuff. Especially since, like, this is the only way we get this kind of stuff from Nintendo is amiibo. Like, don't give up on this. Forget how to pronounce his name. Asmodee Digital is bringing a bunch of board games to Switch. So we're gonna get Lord of the Rings Living Card Game, which is look like Hearthstone and Eternal, like literally like them. Pandemic, Kantan Universe, Munchkin, Kasan. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but they're all coming to Switch at some point, with more to come. And I believe they support tablet mode, essentially.
I would hope so.
Civ 6 is coming to Switch in November. So, yay, you can play Civ 6. Plug for Starlink Atlas, Battle for Atlas, and the Star Fox collaboration. Star Fox will have their own set of missions, and oh, by the way, Wolf's also here. Just in case you didn't think Star Wolf was actually here, nope. Wolf's here. Well, Wolf, not Star Wolf, maybe. But yeah, Fox and crew are here. They are very much here in this game. Plug for World Ends With You Final Remix. Nothing new there. Plug. Oh, look. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torrent expansion comes out like the week after this direct airs. Plug for that. A quick run through of some other stuff like Warframe, Just Dance 2019, FIFA 19, Team Sonic Racing, NBA 2K19, NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, and Lego DC Villains all in a row. Nothing new for them. How much do you like Final Fantasy?
Depends.
How would you like for fucking, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, essentially 9 Final Fantasy games being available on Switch within the next year? 9 Final Fantasy games, mind you. 9 games from the Final Fantasy catalog are going to be available on Switch within the next year. For those wondering, that is the Crystal Chronicles remake that has already been shown off for PlayStation 4. That is the 15 Pocket Edition. That is World of Final Fantasy Maxima, which is World of Final Fantasy Plus DLC. That comes out in November. Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, Everybody is also coming. And that's a remake of the 2007 game. 12 Zodiac Age is also coming to Switch. Along... but that one will be releasing next year. Also, 7, 9, and then the 10-10-2 HD remakes or remasters are also coming to Switch.
No love for 8.
Nope, no love for 8. Or 8.
We're just going to skip over 8.
Yep. Like I said, 9 different Final Fantasy games are coming to Switch over the next year, and that is ridiculous. Like, was this the caveat to be like, hey, we want Cloud? Well, we want turn out the setting on my mic. We want fucking Final Fantasy on Switch, and it's like, all right, how many Final Fantasies? Can we get like 9?
Now, is this 7 gonna be different than the 7 HD that we're getting, or
this is original 7?
So it'll just be a port.
Yes. This is original 7, this is original 9, this is the 10-10-2 HD remaster from a while back. Like, the only things that are remakes here are Crystal Chronicles and the Chocobo Mystery Dungeon. Otherwise, these are essentially ports. But still, this is a lot of ports of Final Fantasy titles. with presumably more than likely more to come if this little initiative is successful.
You know what would be real neat? If we could get every Final Fantasy game on the Switch. Outside of 13.
I was about to say, I don't know if the Switch can run 13.
I don't know if anyone would want 13.
Any 13, mind you. But if it can port 12, it can port anything from back then except for, I assume, 14.
Well,
And, like...
What console was 12?
Was PS2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 12 was PS2, and this is technically the HD remake of 12. So technically it's also an HD remake, but it's a port of an HD remake that has existed for like half a year now. But yeah, we probably won't get 11 or 14 because they're both MMOs, and I don't think 11's even supported anymore.
Probably not.
And I don't know if the Switch can run 14. But to end off,
okay,
we had a Smash.
You say that, but I've got to say this. The Switch is far more powerful than a lot of people think. The sheer fact that even at a lower frame rate, it can run Doom says a lot.
Right. But so, again, it essentially has to run an MMO, a World of Warcraft style MMO.
Which, to be fair, a World of Warcraft style MMO doesn't have that much resource-wise.
Right. But player-wise is the problem here.
And we're talking about 14, not World of Warcraft?
Yeah. Well, 14 does look good. Maybe it could. I don't know. It wouldn't. I'm worried about the internet infrastructure on that one.
That would be the bigger thing. Is the Switch's network capabilities enough to handle it?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be so much that the Switch can't handle it. It would be whether or not network-wise it can.
Mm-hmm. So, as I was going to say before we got to the tangent of 14, we had a Smash announcement. Isabelle is a fighter, and she plays, from the looks of it, a lot like Villager, except there's a slight twist with her inclusion. She's not an Echo. She is straight up Fighter 68. Like, I'm going to the Smash website to confirm this, but she is number 68. So, deems an Echo Fighter anymore.
Well, it says in the article that she has her own set of special moves. So, if that's the case, maybe that's enough to not classify her as an Echo anymore?
Maybe, I don't... Well, she's a new inclusion. Although I do like how her whole thing was the setup maybe in an Animal Crossing game, but no, it's just a reference Villager's inclusion in the Smash, where Isabelle essentially goes, fuck work, I'm gonna go fucking be with the Villager and go fight people. We also got a Switch bundle for Smash Ultimate, as well as Joy-Con controller. It'll have Joy-Con controllers with Smash decals. It'll release on November 2nd. Will contain the download code for Ultimate. But in a nice little surprise twist, by the way, you're gonna get an Animal Crossing game on Switch next year. as said by Tom Nook, who went, well, Isabel's off doing Smash stuff. I guess I gotta do this. Hey, here's an Animal Crossing game coming out on Switch. Just a tease, nothing more. So for you people who've demanded it, here it is. So Isabel breaks my theory of, oh, we're gonna get 2 characters every announcement until the roster is fully confirmed. But Isabel's announcement also came with an article from Famitsu, and guess what Famitsu went and confirmed? We're getting 108 stages. We only know 103. We're missing 5 stages. So that, plus everyone analyzing the collector's edition of Smash Ultimate with, I believe it's, 3 empty slots on the box? One of them presumably is Isabel because it came out just after her announcement. 2 unknowns. Oh, look, we're at 68 fighters. We're probably going to be at 70 before December. Because, quick reminder, folks, Sakurai said we were going to know the entire roster before the game comes out. So, since nothing indicated Isabel was our final announcement, we still have more fighters to come. And we need fighters to fill out those 5 stage announcements, I assume. To some degree.
True. Yeah.
And just gonna throw it out there for me personally, I don't think we're going to be... I think we're going to be getting DLC fighters at some point, most likely. I don't think they're gonna shy away from that one. And also, by the way, there was a fighter costume of Isabel in Smash 4. Once more, reconfirming that theory that a lot of these these new fighters we're getting are direct results of people buying the Mii costumes in Smash 4. So guess who's still on the table? Our boy Gino. He's still on the table because he was in a Mii costume. So, how do you feel about another Animal Crossing inclusion?
Could be worse.
Yeah, I saw people were mad about this, and I'm like, calm the fuck down, please. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, I'm still waiting for our super throwback character, because we still haven't gotten that one yet. I say yet. Because I don't think they're gonna break that trend. But speaking of Smash, we have recently got a rumor with an image that is very convincing that says Ken is showing up in Smash 4. Or not Smash 4, Smash Ultimate. Yeah.
Smash 5.
Smash 5. Yes, Smash 5. But yeah, picture of him alongside Pichu, Ivysaur, and Pac-Man on a Moray stage, or Moray Towers, with, I assume, some type of debug menu open up.
Yeah,
so,
I would have to think. I would have to think that's what it is.
Yep. So, I'm just going to put this out there from looking on Twitter. This seems fairly convincing. There doesn't seem to be any big major hiccups in the composition of this. This doesn't seem like it's a screenshot, like, repasted over. It doesn't seem like it. Like, if this is faked, it's a really good fake, is the thing. Like, really good. Like, someone put their fucking ass to work to fake this shit. And to be honest, it makes sense. Like, if you're gonna do it, if Echo Fighters are a thing we're going to do to expand the roster without having to put a super whole lot of work into them, Ken makes a whole lot of sense. He's an easy Echo Fighter you can do for Roy.
Yeah.
Because, spoilers, they're all fucking Ken's a clone of Ryu and Street Fighter normally. So, like, yeah, of course his moveset's similar. They're fucking clones of each other. Just like how Dan is a clone of Ryu. And Akuma is a pseudo clone of Ryu. And fuck, who's the girl? There's a girl who's also kind of a clone of Ryu. Because her moveset's fairly similar. I can't think of her, but yeah. It makes sense. It's like, even if this is fake, this seems like a logical thing that Nintendo would do. So how do you feel?
I can see it. Because, I mean, like you said, it does seem like a logical option there.
Mm-hmm. I do have to wonder who they're going to give slot 69 to.
Good question.
Because you know how the internet's going to take that one.
Yeah.
Well, in slightly better news, we have a PlayStation Classic now that comes with 20 games and 2 controllers and no AC adapter, by the way, folks. And it's like $100. And it comes out in December. But we're getting...
Hey, there's a way to play Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
You know,
yep.
Besides being able to play it on PC, original PS, any emulator, any other options that it's came out on.
I think it's gotten a mobile release too.
Probably.
I think all the Final Fantasies have had a mobile release to some degree at this point.
I don't think 8 has. Like, 8 onward, I don't think has.
What is it with 8?
Granted, don't know.
That's the one with the timey-wimey nonsense that I know about, and I'm like, okay. But again, you have a character that uses a dog as a bullet and a gun as an attack. Like, why isn't this more of a thing?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer, Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms are all games included now. No word on what the other 15 games are just yet. Yeah, also, like, no AC adapter. Like, I can double check this, but I saw this earlier this week. And it does not include an AC adapter. But it does come HDMI compatible. And it will have an HDMI cord and a cord for your controller.
And the HDMI protection, because, I mean, that's the thing that Sony loves to do.
Not on PlayStation 4. It doesn't exist on PlayStation 4. Thankfully.
I'm gonna laugh if it exists on this.
So will I.
It'll be like, you fool, you have not learned anything.
You've unlearned the lesson you learned with the PS3. Because all people had to do to get around it was just fucking use component cables. Or no, composite cables. Yeah, I dig this. I dig that Sony's looking and going, hey, we can do that too. And just do it. Although I can't wait for Microsoft to do this. Because can you imagine what a classic PlayStation or a classic Xbox was going to look like?
Oh god. And you know what I just thought about? Everyone's been doing the traditional controllers with them.
Uh-huh.
You know what's gonna be stupid if they did do that? The fact that the controller would be bigger than the entire console.
Exactly.
No matter what size they go with.
Oh, god damn it.
Like, I'll be honest, I've seen the NES classics. The NES controller is pretty close to the same size.
Mm-hmm.
I'd venture to say the DS classic's gonna be about the same way. The Xbox Classic, the controller is gonna be bigger than it. There's no way around that. I kind of want them to do it now.
Me too.
And I mean, you think, you could put Halo and Halo 2 on there.
Alright. Can we get... What else would we put on it? Oh, fuck.
Well, I mean, it's got Halo and Halo 2 on there.
Yes, and you lose out on the best parts of Halo with no multiplayer.
But see, what they can do is they can add online multiplayer. They can one-up the other two. Because, you know, right now, both Sony and Nintendo are doing classics for their non-internet ready consoles.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't have to worry about that till, like...
Till the Wii.
Kind of?
Like, we could get an N64 and a GameCube classic and still be fine.
Like, here's the thing. For a Wii classic, what would you put on there that you would need online for?
Trying to think that's Wii exclusive because there is some Call of Duty games that I'm like, you know, no.
Yeah, not that. That ain't a whole lot. Because I don't think Brawl had online.
Did Mario Kart Wii have online or not? Was that before?
I think that was before. I think the only thing you had for Wii was Ghost online stuff. I don't think you have multiplayer just yet.
So really, Nintendo might could get away with it.
Yeah, yes, let's release a Wii classic as
like they might could get away with it all the way up to Wii U. Granted, we'll probably not see a Wii classic because yes, the console sold real good. The games didn't. Not to mention, if you did a Wii Classic, you would have to do a Wii Fit Classic board, I guess would be what you would call it. Because, you know, that was the only stuff that was selling real good on it.
Well, we got a bit of sad news to talk about. You know Telltale Games, right?
Yep.
Well, they're shutting down. With only 25 members on staff to round out The Walking Dead, the final season, Telltale is going to be shutting down within the next 6 months. And I don't think we're even getting the full season 2. I think we're only maybe getting 2 episodes out of it. Which you're essentially filing for bankruptcy, and from what I read on Twitter from someone, like, talked about why this happened, essentially only like 2 things they ever did made money, which was Walking Dead and Minecraft.
Well, Minecraft story mode.
Yeah, Minecraft story mode. Like, Batman tanked. Like, hard tanked. And their deal with Netflix to do Stranger Things didn't line up. So, yeah. That is 250 people out of jobs, some of them on contract, so they don't get unemployment. Healthcare only lasts about a week more for them, and no severance. So that super sucks. So, yeah.
The only thing that's going to wind up coming out of this is the price for everything's going to drop. And then on top of that, that's going to be the point where they start making money.
There's no company to make money to start with. That's the thing.
But that's what's going to be the bad thing on all of that, too. Because it's like, yeah.
So, it sucks. It sucks to see a company, like any company, go out of business.
I partially, though, feel like they kind of did it to themselves.
Yeah, they blew up super fast and very much stretched themselves thin.
Well, and on top of that, the episodic stuff sounds like a good idea. But at the same time, you don't have to wind up buying all of it. So that means you put the time into working on the entire game and you might only sell a fraction of the game. And it's like,
yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah, especially if the writing doesn't hold up and people want to keep following the story.
I honestly feel like they kind of probably did it on themselves too with that because of, yeah. And you think there was a good gap between each episode.
Yeah, there was a few months in between episodes.
So it was enough time for it to fall off of everyone's radar. No matter which game you take and look at, there was enough time for it to fall off people's radars, so I would have to think the first episode probably sold the most out of all of them, and then it just declined from there.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they were going to do that, that would probably be a case where, yeah, you get a lot of backlash, but force them to buy the entire game. And then release it in segments like that. And then maybe when you were halfway through, maybe allow people to buy in so far up kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, I feel like there should have been a better method than how they did that. Because I have to wonder if that's not what helped cripple them.
Yeah. Well, we have lighter news to talk about next. We got some new stuff for Pokemon Let's Go games. You know how we had the Pokemon rides in Gen 7 to essentially replace HMs?
Yep.
Well, we don't have those. But we have a different thing that is called Secret Techniques, where essentially your Pokemon does solve HMs. Essentially, we're combining all the Poké rides into one Pokemon, and that is your partner.
AKA so, Pikachu or Eevee.
Yep. So they cut the trees, they summon a surfboard to ride on water with, or they summon a chair that has balloons to let you fly. Yay! I do like the idea of we're just getting away from HMs as a concept. Like well, as a concept of they need to be moves on your party members. Like, they can just be a thing that you just acquire, and you can just base it around that. It doesn't have to be this thing that you have to sacrifice a move for. But we also have exclusive moves that your partners can do by waggling the Joy-Con if the icon appears above the battle menu.
Waggle controls.
Well, you only waggle it to activate.
Yeah, but waggle controls.
I know.
I'll be glad when Nintendo realizes that motion might not be the thing to rely on.
But apparently they're different typing moves. Like, there was a fire type and a water type and a grass type move, and apparently if your partner's not on the field, you can waggle it and give it a stat boost to the Pokemon that's out, actually. So, okay. You also have Pika Papow and Splishy Splash, which are electric and water type moves from the look of them. Eevee gets BB Volley, also a water type move called Bouncy Bubble, an electric type move called Buzzy Buzz, and a fire type move called Sizzly Slime.
So, a normal base move, a fire base move, a lightning base move, and a water base move. AKA reference to Gen 1 Eevee.
Yep, also type coverage. Because to help you with type coverage, because we want you to be sure you have type coverage.
Like I said, though, reference to Gen 1 Eevee. Like hardcore reference to Gen 1 Eevee.
Yeah, you can play with your partner, essentially pet them to give them new haircuts that all look terrible in my opinion. They all look weird. They can give you gifts, and you can customize their looks. Look at Celadon City and Erica, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, I scrolled down to the hairstyles.
Yes.
The hairstyle looks stupid on Pikachu. Eevee, not so much. But yeah.
Well, the problem is Pikachu, like, it's hard to see Pikachu and go, yeah, he's covered in fur, right? But when you look at Eevee, it's like fur. Pikachu, it's like, he doesn't have that thick of fur. Is the problem. Eevee has thick fur.
Like Eevee, that looks fine. I'm not saying it looks great. It looks fine. Pikachu, it's like, no. Nope.
I don't mind the costumes, though. I like it, and I like that you can match with your partner. I just hope that's a separate thing, to be like, okay, can I not wear the dumb outfit? Can I dress up Pokemon in the dumb outfit? Can I be that person? Don't mind me, folks. I'm kind of splitting my attention between podcast and, oh, look, a Kingdom Hearts 3 thing at TGS 2018 right now. And seeing anything interesting comes out of it, because they're having their live show at the moment. Well, PlayStation is having their live show, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is at the start of it. Granted, I can't hear anything because I have it muted.
Even though you don't have to have it muted.
I know. but otherwise I'm distracted. More so than usual.
I was gonna say that's different.
So that brings us to the thing we talked about like for 20 minutes before we started the show, which is number 891. It was labeled as a Kecleon in the data mine for Pokemon Go, and then it got released as a tease by Niantic after Community Day today. Ladies and gentlemen, you can either call it Incognito or Ditto Nut. We have a Gen 8 Pokemon now?
And I pulled up the tweet because the way the tweet embedded on the site did weird. Like, did you notice that?
How? Oh, yeah. I thought that was natural to the picture.
Nope.
Okay, good to know.
Nope. That's a Twitter screwed up their embed.
Yep.
Because I don't think that's the site. I really don't.
But, yeah. We have a Gen 8 Pokemon. Maybe this might be the gift Pokemon you're getting when you connect Let's Go to Pokemon Go. But I don't know. I don't know. Because when you caught this thing, it turned into a Ditto. I just... I love how this is a tease, and I'm like, I don't know what you're teasing here. Are you teasing you're getting your own exclusive Pokemon? Are you teasing the gift Pokemon in like 3 months? If so, why? Like, why isn't this a trailer? I'm so confused by the deliberate tease of this. And also, of all the things that could possibly be in the works for Gen 8, you tease what essentially looks like a Ditto with a nut on his head. Like, that is what we're teasing here, folks. Nothing spectacular, nothing really, like, cool looking. This of all things. Is there not a cooler looking Pokemon you could have used for this?
What are you talking about? Incognito is cool.
It is a Ditto with a nut for a head. I know some people are call it cute, but I'm like, could we have gotten something a little more, like, surprising than this? Like, this is like if Kefling was the first reveal for Gen 7. You know, the Ring of Keys?
Well, I mean... to be fair... Alolan Executor kind of does look far dumber than that.
But at least that's surprising. That's like, holy shit, this. And then you tell someone, by the way, it's Dragon 2, and you just go, how the fuck is this a dragon? What do you mean it's a dragon? Why is this a dragon and Charizard's a dragon? Why does Charizard have to go through a Mega Evolution to get dragon?
You know, I still kind of feel like Kecleon is going to be some form of Ditto. Like, I have a funny feeling this isn't going to be just a one-off. They just used his body as the base. I feel like there's a reason.
That feels weird, because Kecleon is nothing. He's just another Pokemon. There's nothing special about Kecleon, unless we're doing something to make Kecleon special.
I don't know.
But yeah, the mystery continues. I didn't think we would have more to talk about besides, oh hey, look at this thing that got data mined. And then Niantic went, well, you want to data mine it? Here, puzzle yourself more with this. Have fun. So, anything else?
Nope.
All right, let's talk releases. Oh God, why is there so many releases? Why? Like, look at the 25th. Look at this. Look at this. Okay.
I mean, it could be longer.
Yeah, I could have put in the PC releases and we'd be here for like an hour. I gotta take a drink of water before this. Okay. So, starting on the 24th, we have Galco Love 100 Days for Switch, Rocket League Hot Wheels Triple Threat DLC Pack for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, and Toon War for PlayStation 4. And on the 25th, we have A Gummy's Life for Switch, Arena of Valor for Switch, Creed Rise to Glory for PlayStation 4, Cryptoract for PlayStation 4, Dakar 18 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Deployment for PlayStation 4, FIFA 19 Ultimate Edition for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Friday the 13th Game Ultimate Slasher Collector's Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Guyan Sisters Twisted Dreams Ultimate Fuck off Edition for Switch, Hollow Knight Void Heart Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Jack and Jill DX for PlayStation 4 and Vita, Metal Max Xeno for PlayStation 4, Oh My Godheads Party Edition for Switch, Penguin Wars for PlayStation 4, Pitter Pot for PlayStation 4, Punchline for PlayStation 4 and Vita, Reverent Dogma for PlayStation 4 and Vita, South Park The Stick of Truth for Switch, The Cat in the Coop for PlayStation 4, The Council Episode 4, Burning Bridges for PlayStation 4, The Escapist Complete Edition for Switch, The Grand Museum VR for PlayStation 4, The Walking Dead Telltale Series Final Season Episode 2, Suffer the Children for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Switch, Think of the Thriller for PlayStation 4 and Switch, This is the Police 2 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Switch, Time Spinner for PlayStation 4 and Vita, Ultimate Chicken Horse for Switch, and Valkyria Chronicles 4, and a bunch of Day 1 DLC for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch. Ugh. On the 26th, we have Air Mission Hein for PlayStation 4, Dark Eclipse for PlayStation 4, Jack and Jill DX for Xbox One, Pillar by Michael Hicks and Goncalo Antunes for Xbox One, Pizza Titan Ultra for Xbox One, Snake vs. Snake for Switch, and The Crew 2 Gator Rush for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. On the 27th, we have Alwa's Awakening for Switch, Armello for Switch, Exhorter for Switch, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Morhoon? What? The fuck even is that ward? Morhan Wanted for Switch, Perception Remaster for PlayStation 4, Pilot Sports for PlayStation 4, Rise and Shine for Switch, Rooms, The Adventure of Anne and George for Switch, Towerfall Switch, Wandersong for Switch, Whispering Willows for Switch, Yokai Watch Blasters, Moon Rabbit Crew for 3DS. On the 28th, we have Amnesia Collection for Xbox One, Catastronauts, of course, for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Demons Crystals for Switch, Dragon Ball FighterZ for Switch, FIFA 19 for 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition for Xbox One, Freaky Awesome for PlayStation 4, Golf Story for Switch, Jack Human Detective Story, Ghost of the Dust for 3DS, Namco Museum Arcade Pack for Switch.
I thought Golf Story was already on Switch.
It might be, I'm not sure. Anyway,
I feel like releases have lied to us.
I would not be surprised. Releases lie to us sometimes. On the 29th, we have Marble It Up for Switch. On October 2nd, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey Pantheon Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, along with a dozen other special editions, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey has like 8 special editions, by the way. All with different content, mind you. Astrobot Rescue Mission for the PlayStation 4, Batman the Enemy Within the Telltale series for Switch, which I'm not sure we're going to get anymore at this point. Candle the Power of the Flame for Switch, Vista the North Star Lost Paradise for PlayStation 4, Forza Horizon 4 for Xbox One, Mega Man 11 for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, The Surge, The Good, The Bad, and The Augmented for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and then Valtherian Arc Hero School Story for PlayStation 4 and Switch. On the 4th, we have Animated Jigsaw Japanese Woman for Switch, Party Crashers for Switch, Pilot Sports for Switch, the Midnight Sanctuary for PlayStation 4 and Switch, and Vertical Drop Heroes HD for Switch. And finally, on the 5th, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Super Mario Party for Switch, and WWE 2K19 Collector's Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And that one might actually be fun. They have Big Head mode. And a bunch of other like neat things in there. So it might actually be fun and cool. I don't know. I'll wait and see how the reviews are. Which brings us to Quick Draws, which is convenient that I'm watching a Kingdom Hearts 3 thing on the side, because I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. Because, of course, I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 when we got fucking a short trailer, a long trailer, a bit of a gameplay of a boss, and, as you see here, the box art. So yeah, we have the official box art for Kingdom Hearts 3 with pretty much all of the main characters over the last 15 years of Kingdom Hearts games.
Pretty much everyone that's ever been a character.
Yep, including your character from Union Cross as the Darkling that's holding the star. By the way, that's actually a character too. I didn't know that was a character until someone pointed it. Oh goody, we even get Union Cross Unchained Key in here. I guess that's you then. And also it confirms that Keyblade we saw in the one trailer that was the Kingdom Key mixed with elements from Yen-Sid Tower. Oh, that's Mickey's Keyblade, by the way. So yeah, this looks gorgeous. The gameplay stuff, or the trailers we've gotten look really cool. I can't wait till Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out next year. So, yay! Fun stuff.
Until it gets delayed for Final Fantasy VII HD.
I swear to God! That happens! Fuck you, Square. Fuck off. What's your remake of Final Fantasy VII that I think is in development trouble at the moment?
I mean, it could be that, or it could be delayed because of something stupid with Pocket Edition.
That too. So anyway, that is it for my quick draw, and you don't have one, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's it. Unless you want to hear me bitch and moan about what little I've watched of the Geo Raw that confirmed that we can't wipe XA from history, because if we do, we kind of break time harder than we already have.
I was gonna say no. No. It's already broke.
I say harder. Because you can't follow the logic of where you went then because of fuck this show.
Mm-hmm.
Literally fuck this show. I am Krispy Kreme done with this show. I don't know if I even want to keep watching it because guess what? You know that Forza 5's like combined two-parter we're getting next couple weeks? Yeah, Forza's the first week, Vice is the next week's, and I guess Takumi gets to be the main writer that shows up because they try to show you Gintaro, but I don't think that's Gintaro at the end of the episode.
I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, by the end of the build arc, I was already at the point of I'm not looking at this show as an anniversary show, which is bad, because that's kind of the thing. But yeah, I'm already at that point where I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't help that none of this cast has really anything for me to be invested in, and the cameo stuff isn't even that good to start with. Like,
I'm probably gonna stick with the show to the end just to see what kind of a train wreck this is, and if they decide to do something sensible, like say, oh, this show never happened.
What if no show ever happened?
Honestly, if it takes Geo out too, then sure.
Just wipe all 20 years of writer history from existence. We don't need it. We got a new era to do. Just blah. And you know what's even worse is that Loop Hat this week didn't look that interesting either. Because it was just, oh no, the Lupin Rangers have been turned into kids, and the Patter Rangers have to handle everything this for once. But next week we get the Lupin Magnum, and I'm like, yay! A focus back on the characters you actually want to write in this show. Because you obviously don't care about the Patter Rangers. Hell, you won't even give them their own arsenal upgrade.
Oh well.
Yeah, the Lupin Rangers have just hijacked it for themselves. And I'm just like, wow. Look at how much you just don't like the Patter Rangers. When it's just like, no, you don't even get your own upgrade. No, Lupin Rangers get it. Fuck you. Also, like, guess when we when we wipe X8 from existence. Because we have a definitive episode this time. Literally, Gates shows up at the end of episode 2. He literally interrupts the stock footage of that fight in order to, like, I guess, go handle another X8 who I guess showed up like while that episode was happening. Which, if like, here's the thing I super don't get, because Emu like blinks in and out of remembering and not remembering stuff. Okay, if another X8 cancels his existence, where does his Gamer Driver and Mighty Action X gas hat keep coming from? Do they just pop back into existence into his hand?
I see you've already spotted that issue.
Like, does that just come and go? Fuck Geo. Fuck Geo. How can you be so good in terms of suits and so bad at writing?
Yes.
Like, I am amazed at how much they've made me not give a shit about Gio, not give a shit about Gates, kind of give a shit about Tsukiyomi, even though she has, like, I think almost zero character besides, I don't want you to kill the guy who's going to become the evil bad guy in the future? Because that's not established till this episode, maybe? Maybe? Waz, who's clearly villain, Timejacker, who are clearly idiots, and the owner of the watch shop, who is fucking nobody. Because he's had like 6 lines the entire time. Also, I haven't even seen the .5 episode this week, and I can only imagine it is just as fucking stupid.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back in 2 weeks with more fun new stuff, baby. The mystery of the Ditto Nut will be more properly solved by then.
Hopefully.
Between now and then is me maybe finishing up Spider-Man by that podcast. Maybe we're pretty deep.
I think you will this week. Because I saw where you got to, and I think you'll have it on that point.
It depends on how long those boss fights and cutscenes take. Because I have 4 boss fights left. And there is some stuff in between those boss fights. Plus all those cutscenes. So there's a lot left. Which is why I say maybe the week after. This is when I'll be done. There's that. There's more Super Mario RPG. Which I have no idea how deep I am in that game. I'm essentially going into that practically blind. What are you up to between now and then?
I'm gonna be learning Shattered Dimensions speedrun.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday I'm gonna do the Breath of the Wild bingo. Because I realized I was going to do it after the show tonight, but I realized I didn't have the 16:9 stuff set up for it, so yeah, I get to fix that. And then Friday will be a Wind Waker randomizer. I'm going to try to see if I can at least get it set up as a race, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's pretty much everything I've got in mind.
Yeah, and I gotta catch up the site the last like 2 weeks worth of stuff. Plus set up archive stuff tomorrow. Gotta do that today. Didn't help that I got stuck out at a bus stop for like an hour because it decided to come piss pouring rain on me before I went back to my dorm during community day. But I did get a shiny Chikorita and get it evolved to a Meganium.
That's good.
What was hilarious is that was like the 3rd Chikorita I caught it on my way walking to the library, which isn't that far from my dorm. I was just like, well, I guess I don't have to go shiny hunting anymore because it doesn't matter what CP of my shiny is. I have a good Chikorita. Yeah, well, I guess we will see you when we see you, folks.